an embolism. I'd lost count of how many times in the last 6 weeks I had questioned the wisdom of taking this job instead of... There was no instead of. Photography was all I knew, and I was lucky to get a position when most newspapers were downsizing. It wasn't the kind of photojournalism I was used to, but it served my only purpose, to be close to my boys. The Saab chugged over the pass that cut through the gargoyle peaks of the Organ Mountains. As I began the drop into the Mesilla Valley, I punched in Dan's number. I was in a borderline foul frame of mind already. What better time to call my ex-husband? "What's up?" he said, in lieu of hello. "The hair on the back of my neck," I wanted to say. "I thought I'd come by and see the boys when I get off work at 3. His silence was long and, in my view, calculated to set my teeth on edge. "Alex will be here," he said finally. "He'd probably like to see you." "Which means you don't think Jake would." "Did I say that?" "You didn't have to." I could imagine Dan running the back of his hand across his forehead to wipe out me as much as the dust of whatever thing he was creating. I knew he wasn't smearing off sweat, despite the 85-degree September heat. Dan Coe never got worked up enough to perspire. "Look," I said, "how is Jake going to get past this thing he has about me if we don't spend any time together?" "I can't force him." "He's 15. You're 39. Who's the grown-up here?" "So I make him see you. You think that guarantees he's going to talk to you?" "If he doesn't see me, that's going to guarantee that he won't." "I wish you'd just give him some time. Wait him out." I squeezed the steering wheel. That was Dan's solution to everything. "You're going broke? Give it time. You see that your marriage is disintegrating? Wait and see." "I think it's a good idea for you to see Alex today, though," Dan said. "He starts soccer practice after school tomorrow, so a lot of his free time will be taken up after today." "He's playing soccer?" I tried to imagine my sprite of a 10-year-old doing anything athletic. All I could conjure up were his wiry arms and legs and his enormous brown eyes, and the charm your Nikes off smile I missed so much. "He played last year, too," Dan said. "He's good. So is Jake." The message was clear. If I had been around for the last 12 months, I would have known my boys played soccer, and now loved tamales. And, "Look, I've got to get back to work," Dan said. "You want me to tell Alex you'll be by?" "Tell him I'll take him out for Chinese. Jake, too." "They hate Chinese," Dan said. I bit back since when? Yeah, I knew the answer. Since I'd left their father and they'd chosen to live with him. Since I had become mama non grata. My phone beeped. "I have another call coming in," I said. "I'll be there around 3:30. It was Frances. "Okay, get over to 3rd Street, she said. Her tone brought me up in my seat. "It's in about the worst zip code in the city, but..." "What's going on?" "A Hispanic kid was mowed down by a white guy in a pickup truck. Looks like it might have been a hate crime. If that's the case, it could be A1 3-column, possibly 4, so shoot looser than you would otherwise." "I'm on it," I said. "You know where it is?" "Yeah," I lied, and veered into the parking lot of an abandoned pottery shop. "I can get there in 10. When she hung up, I punched the address into the GPS I dubbed Perdita, which means lost. Frances had a tendency to make assignments sound bigger than they were, probably because nothing much happened in a city whose marketing hook was one of America's top 100 retirement towns. My 6 months in Africa had made me something of a cynic about what we Americans consider picture-worthy. With a map on Perdita's screen, I pulled back out onto 70 and pushed the speed limit toward town. This could be a chance to do what I loved, which was to make pictures that moved people to think, got them to feel unexpectedly, or at least wake up from a siesta long enough to see that life was not all about prize-winning jalapenos. "God," I said, "give me the story I'm supposed to tell."